There are a number of ways of finding help and support when you're using the RED Calc tools. A place that we highly recommend you begin is the Getting Started document, which you can find at the top of the navigation menu. You can also find it at the top of the RED Calc Free tab in the higher level menu. Please take the time to read over this. You're now seeing part of this document before you start using any RED Calc free tools. You'll find it very useful. To demonstrate some of the other features, I'm going to use the pitot tube airflow tool. As mentioned in some of our other tutorials, every one of the RED Calc tools has a corresponding user guide. You can get to that user guide by clicking on the blue circle with an I inside. I is for information. That's next to the tool name. Or you can also get there by clicking on this blue circle with an I in it at the upper right corner of this tool or any of the others. You are now seeing the top portion only of the user guide for the pitot tube airflow tool. I'm going to go back to the tool now. Another feature that's very important, many people miss, please notice my cursor when I bring it over and put it over the label, any of the labels, inputs or results, the question mark appears next to my cursor. If I click on that, or if I'm using a touch device, if I touch it, a pop-up help dialog appears, velocity pressure, some explanation of what to do with that input, the allowed range and the normal range. I can move these around if I want. I can have more than one appear simultaneously, and then to make them disappear, I click on the X in the upper right hand corner. Please use these often until you become accustomed to the tool and understand how to make the entries. Now, before I remove this and make it disappear, take a look at the allowed range, which is listed here for the input, and for the normal range. Allowed range, you may not enter anything outside of that range. For the normal range, it's recommended that you stay within that range. What I'm going to do for velocity pressure is enter 2500 pascals, and notice what I get there is a warning sign. This tells me that I have entered a number that is outside of the normal range, but I may go ahead and complete the calculation. If I enter a number that is an extreme number, notice that what I get now is a stop sign. This means that the entry is outside of the allowed range, and of course also outside of the normal range, and I may not go ahead and complete the calculation until I bring this entry back in line. There's one more error that may occur, and that is if I type a word or something else that's nonsensical into the input box, I will get a syntax error. I may not go ahead with the calculation in this case until I change that. So these three icons or messages are to help you understand that you've entered something that you might want to take note of, or that you've entered an error and the tool will not do the calculation for you. Of course, an important part of help is these video tutorials, we will add these. There will be one for each tool. And as you request, we will add more. Finally, you can always get in touch with us through our support desk. If you go to the support tab on the upper menu, you may email us with a question, with a problem, or with a request for a new tool.